Hey, what's up? I'm Nick Rollo. Welcome to my channel. I am a producer and mix engineer. I do pop music for the most part, indie pop. I hope you're doing fantastic. Last video, I did a Studio One tip. People seem to like it. By people, I mean like 100 people. I thought I'd continue the trend, however, because I like Studio One and I feel like there could be more content on Studio One from more people, so here I am doing that. I'm going to show you a vocal chain that you can use in Studio One. This is using just stock plugins for the most part, except for a tuning plugin at the beginning because I'm singing and it sounds terrible. It still sounds terrible because you can't fix everything. I will have a link in the description where you can go and download this preset, because if you have Studio One 5 Professional, and I'm assuming this also works in Studio One 6, but you'll be able to use all of these plugins. You can just drag it on, tweak the settings, and you should be good to go. Before we get into this video, hit that like and subscribe button, helps me out a ton. Comment below what kind of stuff you'd like to learn about. Let's jump in. Alright, so the bad singing vocals sounds like this, without any effects. Or maybe I'll show you with the effects on.
My name is Nick Rollo. This is just a demo run.
Alright, I'm not claiming that this sounds like epic. If I'm being completely candid, I would be using other plugins myself, particularly on the later half of this chain, the de-essing in particular. Studio One 5 does not have a inbuilt de-esser. You have to make one yourself with multi-band dynamics. It's doable, but it's a fiddly thing. Pretty sure the new Studio One 6, which I don't yet have, has a de-esser, so just if you're using that, just change it out. You'll be alright. Or use a third-party de-esser like Waves or Lindell Audio or SBL. There's so many. Just chuck one on. I use it at the end personally. Preference, but let's jump in. I'll also label these better as we go. So without any effects, it sounds like this. Maybe I'll just keep the auto tune on just so you have a vibe for it.
My name is Nick Rollo. This is just a demo run.
So it sounds a bit like muddy and stuff, it doesn't sound great. It was recorded on this, which is a great mic. It does need a bit of processing to make it sound a bit nicer. It was going through a SSL 6-channel 500 series. Like I wasn't doing that much. Just gain a tiny bit of compression, little tiny boost on the high end, but like nothing crazy. If you're using any kind of like decent mic, you'll be okay. So the first thing that I add in is I love Fat Channel. Studio One does have like just a compressor unit plugin, like a digital one, but I just really like using these tube ones. I don't know, it's just kind of how I've been brought up mixing and all of that stuff. So yeah, I would use this as a starting point. This is like the 2A, and I am doing this much stuff.
My name is Nick Rollo. This is just a demo run.
I'm just taking about 3 dB off at like the loudest points in this particular phrase, boosting 46.5. What's that? 40. So I'm adding about 6.5 dBs of gain because I needed just a bit more volume in like the loose mix that was this. If you use this preset or these plugins, just tweak it. Like you don't want to be smashing it. About 3 to 5 dB, I reckon, on this first compressor is usually what I'm aiming for. The makeup gain, like I try not to be crazy loud, but just use your ears. Like you don't want it to be smashed. You don't want it to be too quiet. Use it as a tool. So great, that's my first thing. I'm gonna rename this and call it Tube Comp 2A, because that's what the Waves one's called, the 2A. The second plugin that we're using is also on the Fat Channel. So it's this bad boy. Again, yeah, if you have like the professional Studio One, you should have all of these plugins. This is like a 76 style compressor, a FET compressor. 4:1 ratio. I have a relatively slow attack and a relatively quick release. And it sounds like this.
My name is Nick Rollo. This is just a demo run.
So again, 3 to 5 dB. Like honestly, we could probably push it a little bit harder if we so desired.
My name is Nick Rollo. This is just a demo run.
Why not? Sounds cool. 5 dB, like this can go harder. This is catching the more intense ones. It's really a matter of preference. I kind of am enjoying the slightly overcompressed sound of this vocal. Push it harder if you need more. Push it less if you need less. Just make sure you're generally trying to compensate for the volume. Again, I am pushing it a little bit because I wanted a bit more volume.
My name is Nick.
I totally lie. That's pretty even right now. The next is this vintage EQ. I've just done it on the same chain. Why not? I'm boosting on the high 2.72 dB and a little dip, a tiny little dip at 4.8 hertz, just because that's kind of where the sibilance is of my S's. I'm also ducking a little bit at 220 hertz on the bottom end.
My name is Nick Rollo.
It's pretty subtle. I just wanted a little bit of vibe here, so it's all pretty subtle stuff. You can push this harder if you like. Figure out a spot on one of these 3 EQ points and you can boost or subtract. Everyone's voice is different. There's always some inherent flaw in giving out presets of any kind, but the plugins themselves should work if you just tweak the settings. I'm gonna name this 76 plus EQ. Alright, on to the next one. This plugin is another compressor. It is the Tube CB, this bad boy here. Again, I'm pretty sure you get this with a professional. I don't think I bought this one, or maybe there was like a promo, a free download. So if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. This is a vibe compressor. I use the one by Softtube, which is the Tube Tech CL1B, which looks like this. This bad boy, it's a different color, same unit, I'm pretty sure. These settings are fixed. Fixed just, I'm pretty sure doesn't mean that I need to do that. Yeah, I think it just does its own thing there. Or either way, I didn't touch it, so don't need to touch it. Gain is in the top left corner of my screen, 0.52 dB. We don't need a lot. I find a little bit with this unit just adds a bit of like color and crunch. The threshold is like as low as I can get it.
My name is Nick Rollo.
I really am not trying to compress at all. This is purely vibe.
My name is Nick Rollo. This is just a demo run. My name is...
Alright, so I pushed the volume a bit harder and also the threshold up a tiny bit so it was hitting closer to 1. To be honest, like, you can't really hear it. I think it's more pronounced on the Softtube compressor, but it just adds a bit of color, warmth, vibe. Sounds nice to me. Next up, we got Pro EQ. I am rolling off up to about 80 hertz, 12 dB. It's subtle. 4.3 dB at 270 hertz. There was just a yucky sound. Getting rid of a bit of sibilance at 5K, and then I'm doing a nice big shelf at 12K, at 10K with 12 dB. So I'm really brightening up the vocal quite a lot here.
My name is Nick Rollo. This is just a...
Just cleans it up. I didn't like this frequency here, just a bit yucky. The sibilance, I could probably go harder.
My name is Nick.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
My name is Nick Rollo.
So it's a game of balance. You don't want to go too hard and get rid of the S's completely. It sounds weird. And just like, you don't want to take too much brightness out. Again, as with everything in this particular chain, you don't have to, like, you can tweak it as much as you like. The brightness I love to do, just I love a big boost. It just adds so much to my ears. And, you know, you just look around with these frequencies. Like, this frequency didn't sound good to me.
My name is Nick Rollo.
Cleaner. A low shelf is always a good idea to some extent. Don't go too hard with it. Keep it chill. Finally, this is where, to me, the actual chain itself kind of falls apart. I made this little preset for a de-esser. I am only using this band here, which is the high mid band between 4.57 and 11, which is quite a large bracket, which we could probably bring in, to be honest. Basically, I only want a small little de-essing point where the S is the worst. I don't want to take away the beautiful treble at the top. I just want to target the S. 20:1 ratio, fast attack and release, and just try to find the right threshold for it.
My name is Nick Rollo. This is just a demo run. My name is Nick Rollo. This is just a... My name is Nick.
just fiddle with it. You don't want to take off too much, but you don't want your S's to be crazy loud because they sound terrible if they're crazy loud. Again, as I said, I would probably use a different de-esser. Perhaps Studio 16's de-esser is better. I don't actually know from experience, but chill it out a little bit. And yeah, that's the bulk of it. I am sending using a send down here. FX1 and FX2. FX1 is just room reverb, HQ. These settings, copy it if you like. Sounds like this.
My name is Nick Rollo.
It's not amazing, but it does the trick. It was a pretty rush job there. And this analog delay, also PreSonus.
My name is Nick Rollo.
Yeah, copy that as well. So without any effects.
My name is Nick Rollo.
Now with effects.
My name is Nick Rollo. My name is Nick Rollo.
I think it sounds better myself, but you be the judge. And if you want to get it, there is a link below to download it. I hope I've sorted that out for you. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask. Go follow my Instagram or TikTok. I'm posting a lot of artist-related tips and some production tips here and there. So if you want to go check that stuff out, any support is very appreciated. I think that's about all I got right now. So have a fantastic day. I'm Nick Rollo. Enjoy. Catch you later.